Let's bring in attorney Gwen Marie Davis-Hicks and Sean Davis, CEO of The Federalist. All right, Gwen, you start us off. Are you sad about this decision?
I am very sad about this decision, I would say.
And tell me how you're feeling.
I'm going to bring a diverse perspective and a legal perspective to the station and to the thought process. What I will say is that as an African-American woman, thinking about this whole situation, it could be so beneficial for everyone to have affirmative action. And let me tell you why. Hold tight with me. What I will say is that the business of it, by having affirmative action, it brings about diversity. Diversity in the school system, diversity on the college campuses, and diversity of thought. If all the applicants that are accepted come into the school looking the same and sounding the same, oftentimes it will be in a think tank, a bubble, essentially, where everyone can be thinking the same. Whereas here, it is awesome to have affirmative action where it's helped several people, like Clarence Thomas, Justice Jackson, and a lot of others as well, too. See, one of the things in Justice Jackson's dissent that she pointed out as well, too, a same applicant in a similarly situated situation, which is very important. One applicant could be a seventh-generation applicant that has been to a certain school, has endowments, has money, has hired people to help apply for college, has more access to things, versus someone who might be a first-generation person of color. That same applicant could have the same scores, the same everything, and not be accepted just because of race. It evens the playing field.
Yeah, it's a legacy admission. That's also something that the court's probably going to look at. Sean, you just heard Gwen. Obviously, she's affected by this. What would you say to her? That this feels like they're taking down diversity and opportunity.
Well, I think what they're taking down is racism. We've heard a lot about systemic racism over the last couple years. There's no more systemic form of racism in America than the racist admissions policies for major universities. And I think today is a great day because finally, according to the dream that Martin Luther King Jr. Espoused on the Mall, we're actually going to be able to judge people by the content of their character and not of the color of their skin. And to this idea that affirmative action is good because it helps one person or this person, it does. It certainly helps some people, but at what expense? What about all the Asian people with great marks, great test scores, great grades, who are discriminated against not because they did anything wrong, but because they were born in the wrong place or they had the wrong color skin? I think that's something that is just impossible to justify morally.
Yeah, Gwen, how do you justify the Asians being discriminated against at a huge level?
Well, I will say you have to look at the totality of the applicant. How well-rounded, what are they involved in, the totality of everything as they are applying to schools. And that's something, too, that has to be considered. It's not just an applicant in a GPA versus GPA. It's what are the extracurricular, what is the totality of everything, which is very critical here as we're looking at it. And also in response to the statement, what Dr. Martin Luther King would say, I would say that Dr. Martin Luther King said that all men, and I would say in women, are created equal. And so with that said, we all know, and it's been historical knowledge as well, too, which was pointed out in some of the dissents, that all men are created equal. Well, there's been a history of that not being true. So constitutionally, that is not on its face is an issue, and we're still, working hard for it.
All right, Sean, you're a lawyer. Let's hear you respond to that.
I'm sorry, I didn't catch that.
I think she's saying that all men are created equal. That wasn't really the reality when the Constitution was written. 30 seconds.
Oh, no. We've all been created equal from the beginning. We're made in the image of our Creator. But just because we are equal in the eyes of our Creator with equal laws doesn't mean we all have equal abilities. I wasn't built and made to play football or to be a big weightlifter, and that's fine. But when it comes to academic stuff, we should be judging people based on their academics, not on the type of pigment they have in their skin.
All right, good discussion, you guys. Thanks so much for joining Primetime.